Thank you for having me here, everyone, and good morning. Today, I'm going to introduce you moving towards the world's first regulator-approved crypto withdrawal solution. Before we actually dig into it, I would like to first begin with introducing myself so you understand where I'm coming from, who am I to introduce you this solution. First of all, I'm not a crazy kid with a crazy ICO idea that raised crazy amount of Ether. Instead, I took a very solid path. In 2014, I started the company CoolBitX. We sold over 150,000 units. It's a crypto hardware wallet company. And before that, even till now, I also own a public company in Taiwan called Smart Displayer, as you can see on the left-hand side. It's a 20-year-old company that serves its banking cybersecurity solution to over 50 banks in over 30 countries. Coming from that background, I learned a lot by working with companies like Visa, MasterCard. We helped Visa and MasterCard 15 years ago to develop the so-called one-time password card, also known as OTP card or two-factor authentication cards that help users before making any online transaction. You need to approve your transaction with that single device. That's proven to be more secure than all types of software-based authenticators, such as Google Authenticator or SMS text. Our clients famously include Bank of America, Citi, UBS, American Express. And we've got certifications from organizations like Japan Financial Authority, FSA, and FATF, and European Commission. So what have I learned? What's the legacy to take from this fiat world and bring it to blockchain world? I learned three things that's vital if you want to build a product for a billion population. That's user experience, security, and most importantly, compliance. You definitely want to build a product that's so easy to use and as little new things as possible that your users will have to learn. So the learning curve is low. And security is also important because you definitely want to make sure the trillion-dollar market you're building on is not on top of a vulnerable foundation. And compliance is the major topic we're going to talk about in the following slides. And the biggest statement I want to make before we dive into it is virtual assets are an innovative financial product. It's definitely not a heaven for criminals. Today, less than 8% of the Americans own cryptocurrency, while more than 55% of them own traditional market like stock, mutual funds, pension, retirement funds, etc. So how do we close that gap? Now people are naturally skeptical. 84% of business executives surveyed on cryptocurrency expressed a desire for greater regulatory certainty. A few months ago, there was a news that some American crypto investors was later required to pay the tax after months of crypto trading, which results in the actual loss. Also, just last month, Russia announced trading anonymously is officially illegal now. So these are the kind of things that stops investors, new investors, from going into this market because they are not sure what's coming after them afterwards. 67% of business executives say private key management and storage is appeared to be the top risk. I wonder how many of you have used a hardware wallet or software wallets? And I'm sure when you use any of those, you will go through the painful moment that you have to write down your recovery seed phrase, such as our beloved Ken Bozak.
Yep, that's me.
Yeah. Our friend just told us he lost his recovery.
Yeah, I lost my private key. You can make fun of me.
It's not funny, but that's some issue we're gonna solve if we wanna bring this market to mass adoption, to mainstream population. Because we've tried, and it's proven that having users memorizing their own recovery seed phrase is just not feasible. It's impossible. We've tried with our friends, our parents, it just doesn't work that way. And apparently, security breaches are seen as the most pressing threats. In the past 12 months, reports said there's over $1 billion worth of crypto has been lost. And imagine that's happening another financial product market, for example, stock market or ETF market. It would cause a panic. So regulations are imperative for virtual assets. And entering today's virtual asset market is too difficult for most of the new adopters. Here's a list of questions new investors would Google before they enter, if they have the time. How to purchase cryptocurrency, which exchanges to go to, what's a private key, what kind of wallets are secure enough. That process, we need to definitely simplify it. The world we foresee in 3 years, 5 years' time will be just like when you now go to a bank, after opening your account, a banker will come and say, do you want to invest in insurance? ETF? Or crypto? That's how easy it should be one day. But how do we get there? The biggest roadblock for that level of mass adoption is actually the anonymity itself. Because by regulation, central banks and authorities and FATF require institutions to be very clear where the funds are coming from and where the funds are going to. If institutions are not able to do this, what are the consequences? There's a famous, the 4 Horsemen of cyberspace. That is drug dealing, terrorism financing, pedophile. What's the other one? Money laundering. And money laundering then would cause the biggest issue in any of the financial market. That is price manipulation. So, a lot of you might say, no, we already have a solution in the market that's stopping the above concerns. That is, when you go to an exchange, for example, Binance or Bitfinex, you will be required to do the KYC practice. You will submit your personal information for the exchange to prove who you are, to link the funds to your identity. However, that's only good enough until the day the users withdraw the crypto out of the exchange. So what happens if you want to withdraw crypto out of the exchange right now? You can enter any random crypto address to the destination box, and then the exchange will approve it, and then send it to wherever you want them to. Both the exchange itself and authorities have absolutely no idea where that fund is actually going to. So, after working for years, our company CoolBitX is proud to announce that we've come up with a solution. It's a fully compliant virtual asset ecosystem that works to increase the recognition of virtual assets as regulated and safe financial products. And the ecosystem focuses on 4 major functions. First, it's a real identity wallet. For every address, there's an identity behind it. Just like in the current fiat banking world, behind every SWIFT code, there's a bank. And behind every bank account number, there's a person. So all the transactions linked to that specific address, you can trace it belong to a specific person, a natural person. Second, it's the universal know your customer practice. It solves another issue. I'm sure a lot of you have many accounts in different exchanges in different countries. So you will naturally experience this pain again. You have to submit the know your customer documents over and over again. And sometimes they reject, you submit again and try another time. Sometimes it takes weeks. So with this solution in place, you only have to do it once. And then by bringing this solution to different exchanges, with a few clicks of the mouse, you'll be able to open another exchange account with proven KYC. Third, it's private key management. So in the past, before users have their own wallet, they have to download a software wallet for free, or they have to purchase a wallet, a hardware wallet on the Amazon, eBay, or the official websites of the companies. And then when they receive it, they will have to generate the private keys themselves, and memorizing them on a piece of paper themselves. Again, as I previously mentioned, it's proven to be impossible. So we work out a solution in a Visa and MasterCard and EMV standard. It's a certified process. Certified by who? By EMV and all the central banks in the world, where you have a credit card issuer that issues already 400 million credit cards to the world, and it issues all the keys for your users too. So in future, when you walk into an exchange or a bank, after opening your crypto account, you'll receive an ATM, a crypto ATM card that belongs to you. Actually, your ATM card, fiat ATM card or fiat credit card, is a wallet. They just call it a different name. What it does is, within that chip, inside the credit card, it stores your private key too. And when you swipe it, when you insert it into an ATM or POS terminal, what it does is actually signing a transaction. And what did Visa and MasterCard do really well is that they don't require users to know what exactly private key is. It's not necessary for them to understand that. So that is the simplification we need to build for this industry. And more importantly, there's a recovery process here too. When you lose your actual wallet, private key, yeah. When you lose it, call up the exchange or the bank you got the wallet from and prove who you are. Then they will issue you a new wallet with the same keys. 4, it's the transaction screening. This process is a little similar to what chain analysis are doing. So and also what current fiat banking system is doing too. By having all the know your customer whitelisted addresses in place is not enough. You also need to have cross-analysis on the funds flow, how the dirty money are going, where they are going. Because authorities require, by law, you have to submit those kind of reports to central banks, to FATF, to fight the criminalities. The benefits of this solution for exchanges is first, global address tracking, the whitelisted address. Second, security enhancement. Because by plugging this solution into an exchange, it solves the issue where hackers can potentially hack into users' account and then withdraw to the hacker's wallet, the hacker's address. So by plugging this solution into the exchange, it means exchange can limit the destination address of every account to users' own wallet, not anyone else. Which means if I'm the hacker and I hack into your account, I got your ID, password, two-factor authentication somehow, and the only place I can withdraw your crypto into is still your own wallet. Also, it's low cost for compliance. And the benefit for government is what's really missing in the market now. It's transaction monitoring with whitelist database. With this solution in place, financial authorities will be more comfortable and with more confidence about this financial market that they are supposed to watch after for the public. And for individual, as I mentioned, it's good security key backup and universal user KYC verification. So later on, we will create a new user behavior in crypto space, changing from the original complicated account opening and KYC process to very simplified. You go into an exchange, open an account, you receive your crypto version of ATM cards. Now, a lot of you might say, how is this possible? But I'm happy to announce that it's happened already. We've partnered with the Japanese biggest financial group, SBI Holdings. It's the biggest Japanese online bank, online security exchange, Japanese insurance company, and they have their own virtual currency, cryptocurrency exchange platform too. And it's got also Japanese crypto license. And we have offered this solution to their platform to be their only withdrawal solution, which means if you want to withdraw your crypto out of the platform, the authority says you can only withdraw to this KYC wallet. It's approved, and it's the world first. Now, the next step for us is to standardize this process and bring it to the rest of the exchanges and the rest of the world eventually. So eventually, what the world will look like in crypto, in my opinion, there will be two directions. Just like nowadays in the internet world, you have surface web and deep web and dark web. The surface web, you can browse the censored, not censored, the government-approved content. And on the dark web and deep web, you can It's more difficult for public to access, but you can browse the more sensitive information. And also in the financial world, where you have onshore account and offshore accounts. Onshore accounts, it's monitored, it's taxed, and it's more protected. And the offshore accounts, it's less protected, but less watched, but higher cost. It's gonna be the same in crypto. The world we are creating is the compliant approach, where the addresses are no longer anonymous, compliant, and the ones who are not in the ecosystem will be the offshore, the dark web. It's less watched, possibly not taxed, possibly higher cost. They will coexist, just like every other spaces. Thank you. I'm Michael O. Here are my Twitter accounts. You can follow me. And we will be announcing this new project next month. Thank you.